What is up, guys? We have a new brushless system right here from Furitek for the Arrma Mojave Grom. Reveal what's inside. We have 2 screws for your motor. Looks like some double-sided tape. And it looks like everything is already attached together. Yep, everything is attached together. We have the sensor wire already attached, so be careful. Everything is already attached. You don't want to accidentally pull on stuff and rip wires, because these wires are tiny. So you can tell they already plugged everything up for you, and it's going to be on the same battery plug as the stock battery for your Grom. And here's the new Paso ESC, the new case for it. Hopefully this helps it dissipate heat a lot better. So you can tell they have a heat sink at the bottom now as well. But the carbon fiber plate is kind of blocking that a little. I don't know how well that's going to cool, but hopefully that works good. And we have our Furitek 28, 35, 5500 kV impulse motor. So it's a different kV. I'm not sure if it's the same size or not as the other motor that they provided me for review for the Grom as well, for the Mojave Grom. And it also works on the other Groms, but I only have a Mojave Grom because that's the only one I was interested in. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and swap that other nice Furitek system I have in there and see how much better this one runs, because that one is kind of hot underneath all that body. When you run the truck without the body, it's not too bad, but when the body is on, it might need something more like this. This looks like it's a bigger system and it might dissipate heat a little better. Oh, and I forgot to mention, they already include a pinion on this one. Here's my Mojave. As you can tell, I'm running the older Paso. And there's the new Paso. There is a definite size difference, and now, as you can tell, there's a heat sink at the bottom as well. So a lot more air passing through this ESC to keep it cool, compared to this one that really liked to get warm. The motor I have in here says kinetic, so it's branded as a kinetic, Furitek kinetic motor. The motor was smaller, so it had to use this little adapter to use the stock heatsink on it. And as you can tell here now, I'm not sure, well, you guys can't tell, but I can tell that this motor is not going to need that little adapter because they didn't even include that this time. And this is going to be able to just hook straight up to your heatsink. So yes, bigger motor. 2435 is the size of the motor that's in there right now. This is with the kinetic motor. And this one says 2835. And this one's a 5500 kV versus 5600 kV that's in there. So it's a little bit slower RPM, but only by very little. Should still be the same speed, maybe. We'll see. If you guys want to see an installation video on this, it's pretty much going to be similar installation to that system. The only difference I see with this system right here is they don't include that servo mount. So there's a mount right here that's below this receiver right now that's made of carbon fiber that's also made by Furitek. And that mount was included in the previous Paso, you know, the combo came with that mount. This combo doesn't seem to come with that mount, so you're going to need that mount. Or what you can do is you can just, you know, chop off the servo mount for the ESC and just mount this ESC right here on top of the servo. That's one way you can do it. It's not a big deal. You could still use the stock ESC casing. You just need the servo part of it where it actually mounts the servo right here. And you can just cut the casing right there from the stock ESC receiver combo and still, you know, make it work. Before I started doing this, I should have used my GT Power portable fan blower. This thing is like a turbojet fan that you can actually, you know, clean your parts with really quick on the field. I like to get all the dirt and stuff off my stuff before I put it back in my track bag and stuff. And this thing is strong. Adjustable as well. And 3 clicks here, you get an extra power boost. So yeah, pretty cool accessory right here. It's even got LED lights down there. I don't know how functional that really would be, but hey, USB-C, so it's newer charging style, fast charge, and it lasts a long time and it's very strong. I bring it with me in my pit bag, so you know, clean my RCs before I store them or put them back in the pit bag. It's always a very hard task with this, I notice. very snugly fit in there, which I'm not complaining about. It means it's built really well, and it's going to be hard for dirt to get all up in your gears, so it's a good thing it's hard to remove this, but it is hard to remove. Alright, I keep on forgetting with these Groms, you have to pull up evenly front and rear. If you pull the back up first or the front up first, you're going to jam one or the other, and it's not going to come up at all, trust me. You're going to have to just go in there and wiggle. There you go. And it looks like the motor came up with it this time. And that's it, just pull it out of there. It's on the motor mount. And as you can tell in there, you know, that dust cover is doing its job. None of those bearings, gears, or anything look like there's any dust in there. And I've been running this thing in super dusty conditions, very, you know, dirty desert stuff. What it's meant to be doing. So at least I know it can do what it's meant to be doing. We're going to be reusing the heatsink, so take that off that motor. So you can tell this is that little thing I was talking about that they had to add on to make the motor thicker so it could fit the heatsink. And the new motor looks like it's going to be a bigger motor, so it's going to definitely just fit this heatsink no problem. I'll put it over it once I get the motor installed. But now I just need to take this mount off right here and then mount this to it. Well, there seems to be a problem with the kit they provided, because the screw they provided is definitely too short. You're going to have like one thread holding that motor on. And the stock screws that you normally have to use for the Grom won't fit in here, because this is a thicker screw and it's not, the diameter of the screw is wider to fit in these holes right here. So stock screws just go straight in and won't thread. So yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to source my own screws. I'm going to let Furitek know about this. Hopefully they send out different screws to people that bought this kit or are going to buy this kit. But yeah, that's a problem. Well, luckily I found two screws. I didn't want, you know, two little threads to be holding on this brushless motor on here. So now it's held on there pretty nicely. And that's just going to go right here straight back into its slotted area where this mount goes into. And I like mounting it up just to make sure the gear mesh is good. And I just grab both gears to make sure there's some play in that mesh so it's not binding and not too tight. And also, as you can tell, the gear is kind of too low. It's not hitting this whole spur. So I'm going to move that pinion up a little bit by loosening that grub screw. And then just slightly moving it up a bit so it touches this whole spur gear. That way I have a nice, reliable connection. As you can tell, I moved it up. Now you can tell the gear mesh is good. It's touching the whole gear tooth. And now it's going to be a lot more reliable. So now we can just slap this Arrma heatsink back on there. There you go. Fits nice and snug, perfect on that motor. No need for any adapters. And then now we have to mount this with some double-sided tape. There we go. I'm just going to mount it right here. And of course we have the wire right here that goes to your receiver. Then our sensor wire. This one I'm going to be very careful. I think when I route it, I'll just through here and have one of the clips holding onto the stock holding location. And it looks like it's in there. Nice. And I'm just going to go ahead and secure it this way so it doesn't move around too much by having it secured in the stock little locations, because this wire is skinny enough to fit in there. There you go. Just have that wire nice and secured right there. And that's it. It's installed, ready to go. Plug in your battery. And I might actually upgrade this to an XT60 because all my batteries use XT60 except for this stock lithium ion that comes with this car. Feels strong. I'm hoping it's the same speeds and I didn't lose any speeds, and all I gained was cooling ability, because the other one did run hot, and I did mention that in my other video that it did run kind of hot. So, and it also was a hot day, but I'm pretty sure it still runs kind of hot. With that body on there, there's no airflow in here really. That's why it uses this fan as well to try to cool right here. But this fan is not actually the greatest either. Very little, you know, airflow. This ESC will probably stay a lot cooler now. It would probably be nice to have that with a fan as well. But we'll see how this one does now. So let's get this guy out there and let's run this sucker. Well, check this out, guys. I have a 2S battery in there. Yeah, we're gonna hear that all throughout. There's a football game going on. The high school has a football game going on, so we're gonna hear that the whole video. But anyway, I have a 2S LiPo in here because I want to show you guys that 2S is all I really like using. And I don't think I have the turbo and boost on this, so this is just gonna be the 38 mile an hour, I believe. So check this guy out. Body still fits as normal if you have everything tucked in all right. And let's go. I am running a gyro on this, guys. The built-in gyro for this transmitter right here, the Hobby Porter. Oh. Oh no.
Third and 11 is champion. Come out on the field, stampede.
So it's 2S about 38 miles an hour, I believe. 3S close to 50. I couldn't really full throttle it for too long in my neighborhood, so I couldn't get full on, the top speed. So sorry for that, but I believe it's close to 50. So that's some thick grass. Oh, the only stump out there, and I almost hit it. Oh, some of those rocks got me in the eye. Price you pay for footage. Oh, no. Well, there we go, guys. The new Furitek system. It's an updated system for the Grom, and it's a bigger motor and a bigger ESC, so should handle the heat a lot better. There you go. Jeez. Yeah, motor's definitely a lot cooler. Like I could keep my finger on it. The other one I was automatically like 2 seconds and I was out. This one I could just keep my finger on it now. And ESC, yeah, this system is definitely better than the first one they sent me. This one is definitely more capable of handling the heavier Mojave at least, and the other two are all right, I guess, on the lighter ones, but this one right here on the Mojave Grom, and it'll also fit the other two, is what I would recommend because the heat is way better and this system will last a lot longer. And on 2S like this, it's plenty fast. I wish I could go to the jumps for you guys, but that area that I jumped at the first time is closed, so if you want to watch that video, it's the same speeds with that brushless system. It's the previous brushless system, the Paso, not the Pro Paso that they sent me. And I was doing jumps and everything with it, and this RC truck right here by Arrma, yeah, this is built tough.